ask you to close your eyes. Can you imagine a room much like this one? It's filled with all the people that are important to you. At the front of the room is one of the most important people. In the center is a beautiful wooden box. You see, what you're imagining is your own funeral. And that person at the front of the room is about to read your eulogy. What would you want them to say? What would you want to be remembered for? Well, if it were my funeral, I'd like to think it would sound something like this.
Here lies my dad, Ian Hacon. Dad lived a long and happy life. He spent much of his life pursuing big dreams, and when he turned 50, he qualified for and competed in the World Ironman Championships in Kona, Hawaii. Despite usually being a little way off the front, Dad did this by committing to his dream and pursuing it properly with passion and perseverance. What Dad discovered in this journey was that achieving great goals was not accidental. It did not rely on luck or circumstance. It relied on hard work and sticking to the right ingredients for success. He went on to use the success formula again and again. Today, I'm not going to explain how he managed to achieve so much, how he managed to dream big and inspired others. I'm going to take you back to the 28th of April 2018, which is a year before he qualified, and play you Dad's TED talk from TEDxNorwichED, the event where he first laid out his formula to dream big.
So my big dream is to qualify for Kona, the Ironman World Championships, next year in my 50th year. To qualify, I need to be about 20% quicker. In order to achieve this, I set about researching other people that have dreamt big to see what their secret was. And I discovered there was a formula for success. There was an algorithm. And I translated this as D.R.E.A.M. So let's have a little look at each in turn. D stands for dream it. Of course, to have a dream, to realize a dream, we must first have a dream. Successful people that have dreamt big paint every little detail on the canvas. It's also usually something they have a deep passion or calling for. They write it down, they stretch it, they challenge it, they plan it. They plan for all the key milestones and events. So I've done this on my journey. I've decided which race I'm going to try and qualify in next year and in what time, and improvements in all my key metrics between now and then. This is Jaco Otting. He successfully climbed the highest peak in each of the 7 continents, a feat that took him 19 years to complete. What really struck me about Jaco was his attention to detail in his planning, not only for the things that went right, but also planning for the things that could go wrong, so that if they did happen, he knew exactly what to do. So I reflected that in my plan. And so, for instance, I've entered an earlier season qualifying race so that if for any reason I don't qualify, I can have another go later in the year. So for your big dream, have you written it down? Have you stretched it? Have you planned it? Or is it just a dream? R stands for routines. Successful people that have dreamt big have daily rituals and routines to help keep them on track. One of which is energy management. There's no point in having a dream and pursuing it if we're going to fall over in the meantime. So making sure we look after ourselves by getting enough sleep and rest, staying hydrated, and looking after our bodies physical and mental health are key to success. Despite my arduous training regime, I try to make time every day to meditate and get enough sleep and drink enough fluid. Another key routine I found was visualization. When she was growing up as a teenager in Greece, Arianna Huffington dreamt of going to Oxford. So her mother took her there to walk the streets and halls. When she returned to Greece, she was able to visualize exactly what it felt like to be there. Needless to say, she got the grades and she went to Oxford. I draw a visualization of myself crossing the line at Kona every single day. So when it comes to your big dream, what will be your daily routines and rituals that will help move you steadily towards it? E stands for effort. Successful people that have dreamt big are prepared to put in extraordinary effort. In the run-up to the Beijing Olympic Games, Michael Phelps worked 5 straight years without a single day off, not even Christmas Day or his birthday. He said, if you want to be the best, you have to do things that other people aren't prepared to do. I'm working hard putting the effort in on my journey. So unless I'm ill, if I think about finishing a session early or not doing it at all, I simply say to myself, Ian, that's not going to get you to Kona. And I push through. So when it comes to your big dream, are you prepared to put in extraordinary effort? A stands for accountability. Successful people that have dreamt big have been accountable. I spelled that wrong. They've been accountable to somebody. In the sporting sense, this is obvious, the sports person and the coach. But many other people that have dreamt big have had that accountability. Bill Gates was accountable to Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg to Steve Jobs, Richard Branson to Freddie Laker. But the special relationship I really want to draw out is the one between Oprah Winfrey and her late mentor, Maya Angelou. She described Maya, the civil rights campaigner, actress and poet, as her mentor, sister, mother, friend. She said that her advice freed her from the past, allowing her to be who she was and who she could be, and not who she had been. I've now recruited Joe Beer, one of the UK's top triathlon coaches. He holds me to account. He challenges me when I get it wrong, and he praises me when I get it right. So for your big dream, who is going to hold you to account? Finally, M stands for mindset. Enid Blyton, Thomas Edison, and Colonel Sanders have one great thing in common. They all failed over 1,000 times. Blyton is said to have had over 1,000 books rejected by publishers. Edison failed to produce the light bulb over 1,000 times. And Colonel Sanders went all over America trying to find someone that would take his secret chicken recipe, and was eventually successful in the 1,010th visit. Successful people that have dreamt big are prepared to overcome failure and setbacks. But of course, this is not the only part of mindset. We need to adopt a positive mindset towards our dream. We need to always be adapting, learning, and owning it. It's not the responsibility or fault of anyone or anything else. You need to own your dream. 3 years ago, I suffered a serious cycle crash that left me with delayed concussion and various other injuries. 4 weeks later, I pushed myself to cycle to Paris and complete the marathon when I got there. For your big dream, what will be your mindset? How will you overcome setbacks? So there we have it. How to dream big. Dream it. Paint every little detail on the canvas. Routines. Daily routines and rituals to help move you steadily towards your dream. Effort. Be prepared to put in extraordinary effort. Accountability. Be accountable to someone for your dream. And finally, mindset. Overcome setbacks and have a positive mindset towards your dream. So, will I get to Kona? And will you achieve your big dream, whatever that might be? Well, I'd like to think that by following this plan, we have the best chance of success. We'll get much further by dreaming than not dreaming at all. Thank you.